It says, "He that is unjust, let him be unjust still, and he which is filthy, let him be filthy still." And filthiness is not talking about having a dirty room. That filthiness is talking about in wicked actions, right? And as you can see, right, it says that is to be unjust, that is actively do wrong, morally, socially, or physically, hurt, injure, be an offender, be unjust. You see, right? And the Lord already made hella listings, you know what I'm saying, of stuff that he's considered as unjust, and people still follow it till this day. Now, it might not happen if you're newly converted, it's not going to happen right away, right? But the thing is that you have those where it's like, even though they have a Bible for themselves, and they won't check it out for themselves, because in their mind, it's like, well, if I don't find out, if I don't hear it, I can't get judged for it and stuff. But then the thing is that you having that mind frame, that means that you had an opportunity and stuff to hear the right thing so you can live the right thing. You see, you know, so you can't even use that as an excuse. And the scriptures do talk about a wicked individual using this excuse according to their will, because what is, yeah, it ain't no free will, but the Lord does give us the opportunity to choose right from wrong, you know what I'm saying? And then give us the instruction on how to follow it. And once again, you got a lot of people and stuff who want to follow their own way and whatnot. So you won't be able to use, you won't even be able to use that as an excuse. Oh, I didn't hear it. You can't use it now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, also, you had an opportunity though, didn't you? And it's like, well, yeah, you ain't going to be able to say no. Because then now you're going to be doing the same thing as Cain, trying to tell the Lord another answer and stuff, when it's like you clearly know what you're talking about. Or you clearly knew that you had the opportunity to do right, but instead you did wrong instead. You see, and yes, we do seek for mercy. We all tend to go off and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Our bodies are subject to sin, as it says in Romans 8 and 20, right? But the thing is the point is to change and stay within that change within righteousness. You see, because guess what? Yeah, we're probably not saved by the law and whatnot and stuff, but guess what? It's not going to be any individual out here who didn't follow the law at all to the T and was doing everything that was contrary to it, but sit up here saying they had faith in the Lord and still make it. It's not going to go that way. You have to change. The Lord gave us an image to be like him and Yahweh Shai, right? Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and yet people ain't following it. So how is he going to be able to recognize you? You either going to be thou faithful good servant, or depart from me those who work iniquity. Which one is it? You see, right? Right. Right. So it says, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. It says, and he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. You see? And it says, verse 12, it says, and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. And reward is pay for service, you know what I'm saying, good or bad, wages. You see, so if there's an unjust and unholy way, or filthy way, if that filthy way is an unholy way, right, then guess what? If that's what you've been putting in, that's what you're going to get. As it says in Galatians 6 and 7 and through 8, you know what I'm saying, right? It says that you reap what you sow. So it's a separation that's being made, you see. And if you don't want to choose the right way and whatnot, what you think your reward will be? You know what I'm saying? Fire, especially if you're in America. Now, the scriptures do talk about how the heathen's going to flee into their own land. But when you go into these different YouTube channels and stuff that report all the different weather and disasters and weather disasters and stuff across the world, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they don't want to go back to their homeland. They're going to want to stay here. But if they stay here, they got nukes coming. Because if you're not really that much of a high level heathen and whatnot, uh, 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 well, Salakia, I wouldn't say that, but the scriptures do say we're gonna bind the kings with chains. As I think it's Psalms 149, 7 on down, right? Or it's Psalms 140 and 7, right? Right now, uh, I want to get this. Is Sirach 33 and 14. It says, "Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly." It says, "So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another." You know what I'm saying? So what side are you on? Right? So this is Sirach 34 and 14. Well, 13. It says, "The spirit of those that fear the Lord shall live." It says, "For their hope is in him that saveth them. Whoso feareth the Lord, Yahweh shall not fear nor be afraid, for he is his hope." It says, "Blessed is the soul," right? Blessed is the soul individually, right? Blessed is the soul of him that feareth the Lord, to whom doeth he look, and who it is his strength. It says in Proverbs 30 and 5 that the Lord is our strength and buckler, you see. And it says, verse 16, it says, "For the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love him." It says, so who you think he looking out for? It says in John 14 and 15, John 14 and 15, "If you love me, keep my commandments." You see, right? And then what he tell Apostle Peter in John the 21st chapter. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's either the 21st chapter or the 17th chapter. And he said, "If you love me, feed my sheep." But feed them how? And that was Yahweh Shai speaking. Feed them how? According to his father's business. Not to give opposite, because then Peter would be considered a false prophet. And false prophets are going to get destroyed, and those who follow after their heresies and stuff, guess what? They're going to get destroyed too, because they're choosing who they want to listen to. You see, right? It says, verse 16, it says, "For the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love him. He is their mighty protection and strong stay." It says, who you think the Lord going to be doing miracles for? It says, "A defense from heat." It says, "And a cover from the sun at noon." It says, "A preservation, a preservation from stumbling," meaning to go off. You know what I'm saying? It says, or to keep going into mischief. It says, "And a help from falling." It says, "He raises up the soul and lighteth the eyes. He giveth health, life, and blessing." It says, "He that sacrificeth of a thing wrongfully gotten, being stolen from, his offering is ridiculous." It says, "And the gifts of unjust men are not accepted." You see, right? It's Sirach 35 and 1. It says, "He that keepeth the law bringeth offering enough." It says, "He that taketh heed to the commandment, offering a peace offering." Because remember, Israel went off. You see, I'm not really going into the heathens and whatnot. This is really for Israelites. You see, it says, "He that requireth a good turn, offering fine flour, and he that giveth alms, sacrifice of praise." It says, "To depart from wickedness is a thing pleasing to the Lord." And the Lord already explained what that wickedness is. It says, "And to forsake unrighteousness is a propitiation." And when you go into that word propitiation, it means to appease wrath, to be found innocent instead of guilty. You see, right? So this is Zechariah. This is Zechariah 13 and 8. And it says, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land," right? And this is referring to North America. It says, "Saith the Lord, two parts therein shall be cut off and die, 2/3." Right? It says, "But the third shall be left therein." It says, "And I will bring the third part through the fire." It says, "And will refine them as silver is refined," meaning they're going to go back to that godly estate, while the 2/3 want to stay in the pagan estate. You see, right? And it says, and we'll try them as gold is tried, right? It says, they shall come, I mean, they shall call on my name, right? Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and I will hear them. It says, I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh is my power. You see, Yahweh Shai is my power. You see, right? So guess what? There's a separation being made. If you are offended in what the Lord has said and stuff to do that's pleasing unto him, you know what I'm saying? Then guess what? You're being separated onto the unjust and the transgressors. Now, can he change you later down the line? Of course. You know what I'm saying? But right now, if you like that, you need to look in the mirror and be really doing what you can and stuff to change and to stay like that. You see, the Lord comes back and stuff, as it says in Isaiah 66 and 15, there's going to be individuals who's going to get shot with missiles and laser beams. You see, Ezekiel 1 and 22, the terrible crystal, that's talking about laser beams. You see, you know, and well, what side you want to be on? Choose you this day. What if falling the way of the Lord and stuff is evil unto you? But guess what? The consequence and stuff is not going to be good, you know. And yes, it's going to be righteous men and or the righteous men, women, and children who will die for this truth. You know what I'm saying? But their end to be written in the book of life is different from those who's being slain because they want to be wicked. Hope this video was edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Harba Kakodash, the one of the apostles, a great millstone, and salutations to your elect, which you ought to be. Shalom, Abba, Kwam, Yasharallah.